Right, so I've been tinkering around with the carbs today, and I've put the balancing little tool on there and got the carbs that are now balanced equally, so they're running as far as air is concerned, they've got the same amount of air coming in, and all I've got left is to alter the mixture and make sure that we've got a nice mixture coming in. The car's now starting on the button, but there is a little bit of a problem that I found with it overheating, and that could be a seized thermostat. I'm not sure, but I've got hot water coming out there. Radiator seems hot as well, so something I'm going to have to address. I'm going to have to work that out. Hopefully it's nothing too difficult. As you can see, like, the engine starts really well on the button now, and using this, you'll see that on the camera. It's showing just at 2.5 and jumps up to 3 between those two figures, and on this carburetor slightly over. So using a screwdriver, that's gone up. That's probably a bit too low. My rev counter isn't working at the moment, so I can't tell what the revs are on, so I'll just have to kind of wing it. That's now on 3.5 as well. Right, so I've now got both carburetors balanced for air perfectly, so the next job will be for me to stick this unit on and see if I can get the mixtures right. So according to the instructions, you take out a spark plug and replace it with the spark plug that they give you in the kit. Which is this little thing, and it's got a glass viewing thingy, whatever you want to call it there. So just screw into there.
It's not expensive. It's not expensive. Yeah, right.
Right, I'm now going to fire up, and hopefully in the camera you'll be able to see what's going on in there with the actual burning of the mixture. At the moment it's burning perfectly blue, which is what it's meant to do. And you can tell from the engine it's running lovely. The occasional little sort of stutter, but overall it's just like running as well as I could expect it to run. But the minute I start to accelerate it, Starts to turn a bit red. So there we saw, while it's idling it was perfectly blue, but as I go to accelerate it turned more to an orange colour, which is telling me it needs a bit of an adjustment on the mixtures, which I'll get onto in a little while. Right, I'm about to start it up to put it on the ramp over there, and this will be my first ever drive of it. Up to now I don't really know what the gearbox is like and what the clutch is like, so I might just give it a quick spin round the estate. Well, I drove it once round the block here, and it's driving rough, but it drives, all the gears work, the clutch is fine. It still needs a further tune up, so I'll spend a bit more time tinkering around with that area of the car, but for now I'll just get it up on that ramp and get the welding done on it. So underneath the car you can see where this outrigger has rotted away there. So this is the section which I'm going to be changing along with the jacking point, but more so, well, not so much more so, but also is the cross member for the gearbox, which is sort of completely rotted as well. So I'll order one of those. Thankfully that's an easy job, just a bolt on piece of metal, so I'll get on to that. The rest of the car is actually quite solid. A little bit here where the battery tray is. I've just added an L bracket, not an L bracket, an L piece of iron across there, and the same over that side as well. So yeah, pretty pleased with what it's like underneath generally, although it's a little bit oily, which is something else which I'm going to have to address. It's just gone 8:15, and I've managed to grind off the old outrigger and the jacking point and tack the new one in. I'm getting tired, so that's enough for one night. and I think I'll come back the weekend and finish it all off. But for now, I'm just going to wrap up and go home. Alright, this is round 2 of the welding, and I'm hoping to finish everything underneath there today. I really don't like welding, I'm not enjoying it at all, so hoping to spend 2 or 3 hours on it today and get it all finished off, but I'll show you what I've done up to now. So here is the underside of the car, and here are the parts that I've fitted so far. There's a little bit missing just there, but I'm going to make that up with a bit of angle iron. Also, this gearbox cross member is severely rusted, and so I've ordered another one and hoping to put that up today. Other than that, a little bit of oil here and there which I'll clean up and find out what's going on, but generally the rest of the car is in good order. Just to show you how the veneering worked out in the end, and well, I think perhaps I could have done a better job. If I was to do this again, I think I'd get it 100% spot on, but nevertheless I am still quite pleased with my efforts on this one. As you can see, so when you look in the light, you'll see a little bit undulations, which if I wanted to block that down, I suppose I could, but it's not the end of the world. It's going to look quite nice, and pretty sure, I haven't taken this to the car yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to match up with the original veneering that's on there, as I said, if that is real veneering. Meanwhile, the steering wheel has gone through a little bit of a refurbishment. I didn't film myself doing this because I didn't know I was going to do it. Well, basically the spokes were painted in hammerite. All this was painted in hammerite, and it was totally disgusting looking. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I just started rubbing off the hammerite paint, and then once I'd rubbed it off, decided maybe I could rub it down with finer and finer papers, which I did right up to about sort of 1200 grit, and then put the whole thing on the buffing machine, and it's come up looking really nice. So while I was at it, I also decided to polish up this part as well, which was painted with heavy black paint and a paintbrush. So I polished that bit up, and then given the actual steering wheel a coat of like a vinyl coat of some description, basically just re-blackened it. So kind of, I haven't got the cover here, but that'll need cleaning up, and once that goes on, this will look like quite a nice steering wheel. As I'm getting close to fitting the carpet in now that I've welded all the underneath, apart from at this moment it needing sealing and stone chip sprayed underneath there. There's no heat going to happen underneath the car, so I'm ready to fit the carpets in, which have arrived, and they're at the garage. So I thought in order for preparation for the carpets, I've got this here, which is the battery cover, which sits just behind the back seats and covers what used to be 2 batteries. Well, this is like quite drabby looking and pitted with rust and whatnot, so as you see on this side, I've taken it right back down to the metal, which I'll do the same to this side, give it an undercoat and a coat of satin black, and this will be ready to go on, so that when I fit the carpets on, the carpet will fit on top of this as well, and it will all look quite nice.
It's very satisfying once you've taken something old and musty like this and made it look like it's just come out of the box.